Hello, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Enggar Junia Astuti. Through this video, I would like to present to you about my proposal research with entitled The Schizophrenia Mental Disorders, an analysis toward main character in the Girl on the Train novel. So without any further ado, I will start the explanation from the background of study. For background of study, literary work are writing that come from human personal expression in the form of experience, thought, feeling, and also idea, and with the tool of language. And according Jones 1986 state that literature in its broadened sense include all written materials, since the general grouping of material will be in a very various number: history book, philosophical book, novel, poem, drama, scientific article, and etc. And for every word is have a element, and the division of the element is the intrinsic and also extrinsic element. The intrinsic and extrinsic of the word have a relation with the psychology. Psychology learn about the human psyche, so that the human itself is the object of the psychology analysis. While literature is written by a human whom live among the society, he also creates many characters based on his imagination. The characters, which are created by human under this unconsciousness, have the psychological content that emerges when the author tries to project his own imagination based on what he sees in his society. And one type disorder of psychology is schizophrenia. Schizophrenia is a severe mental disorder characterized by profound disruption in thinking, affecting language, perception, and the sense of self. And in this proposal, the author is interested in tending to analyze the psychological aspect of schizophrenia used by Rachel character in the Girl on the Train novel. Therefore, by analyzing the schizophrenia Rachel Watson, the writer can tell the reader about schizophrenia. So next, let's move to research problem and also research objective. For research problem concerning to the idea presented in the background of study, so the research problem is how is schizophrenia as seen in the main character in novel The Girl on the Train. And for research objective, based on the research question above, the purpose of this paper is to describe how is schizophrenia reflected in The Girl on the Train by looking at the behavior of the character. As the literature review, the writer has chosen some important books, articles, and journals that relate to the idea of interpersonal behavior and comparative literature analysis. Or previous study or relevant study is an essential part of academic analysis project. The relevant is an account of what has been published on a topic by accredited scholars and researchers. In choosing library material, there are should be relevant to the problem, and the information has to original to support the analysis of the problem and become an interesting discussion to be studied in the analysis. And for the first previous study is in 2015, a research paper entitled Love Affair Reflected in Paula Hawkins, The Girl on the Train, a psychoanalytic study by Putri Utami from Muhammadiyah University of Surakarta. The research described how the psychological condition of the three main characters and reveal the love affair reflected in the Girl on the Train novel. And the second previous study is the article that entitled Schizophrenia on the Main Character of the Shutter Island based on Sigmund Freud's psychoanalysis study by Gover from Universitas Islam Negeri Syarif Hidayatullah Jakarta. The purpose of this research is to know schizophrenia in the main character of the Shutter Island film using psychoanalysis study. And the third previous study is in 2017, a research paper entitled Anxiety and Defense Mechanism of Rachel Watson in Paula Hawkins' novel The Girl on the Train by Atun Farhatun from State Islamic University Kalijaga. In analyzing this research, the researchers used psychoanalysis theory by Sigmund Freud. The researcher analyzed about psychoanalysis of Rachel Watson as the main character in the Girl on the Train novel. And for the fourth preview study is the article that entitled A Concise Overview of Etiology, Epidemiology, Diagnosis, and Management Review of Literature by Ayano Gethin from Journal of Schizophrenia Research. The study purpose is the purpose of this study is to inform that the treatment that will be undertaken by people who suffer from schizophrenia will be very long because it includes the psychological condition of a person. And for the last previous study is article entitled Motive of Murder Reflected in Paula Hawkins' The Girl on the Train novel, a psychoanalytic analysis from Muhammadiyah University. The study aimed to uncover the motive for murder in the novel The Girl on the Train. The study illustrates the psychological state of the three main characters and reveals the motive for murder reflected in the Girl on the Train novel. And the next is move to research designs. In order to elaborate the idea of this research, the writer will apply the descriptive qualitative method. Descriptive qualitative method will help the writer to gain the objective of the research. According to Rajasakar 2013, qualitative research is concerned with qualitative phenomena involving qualities. Some of the characteristics of qualitative research or method are: it is non-numerical, descriptive, apply reasoning, and use words. Its aim is to get the meaning, feeling, and describe the situation. Qualitative data cannot be grabbed. It is exploratory. And for data and data source, according to Kumar, data are information that has been translated into a form that is more convenient to move or process. And for data source, the author used the book with title The Girl on the Train novel. And for data collecting technique, in collecting data, the writer applies library research, and there are some steps in collecting the data. The first is read the novel repeatedly in order to compare the points which are relevant to the discussion. And the second is the writer highlight important narrative texts that are related with animals from the female character. And the last is the writer listing the data based on the character on the story in order to easier classifying data. And for data analyzing technique, all collecting data, word list, and sort which want to be used or not. Next, the writer does the analysis as follows. The first is selecting the data that have been found will be selected in the step, and the second is analyzing, and the third is evaluating, the last is concluding. And for the sample of analysis is the quotation, page 400, that the quotation is, I do remember, it is just that I had confused the memories. What inserted the image of Anna walking away from me in her blue dress into another scenario. Tom and woman getting into a car, because of course that woman wasn't wearing a blue dress. She was wearing jeans and a red t-shirt. She was Megan. And in accordance with the conclusion that schizophrenia experience hallucination, delusion, and thinking disorder, and the line of quotation is so that the character think of something that hasn't happened yet. She guesses what happened, which ended with hallucination the event in his imagination, and character cannot distinguish what is real from what is not. She is based on what other people say or appear in her mind. And for the schizophrenia people, even all these times she was combined two memories into one occasion. And this some reference that help the author to make this proposal, the research proposal. So that's all about my explanation of my research proposal. Thanks for watching, and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.